can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about the team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboys fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get us any.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Hump Day edition of Talking Baseball with Sal Angioletti. With me, Carl Maglowski, and to my left,
Matt Siriani.
What's going on, Matt? How are you today, bro?
I am hyperventilating so bad.
From what?
Because I was caught in traffic on the way here.
I was too.
I was caught in traffic on the way here, and then Sal was texting me like crazy because Sal Angeletti's not here tonight, but like he keeps in touch with Ming Chen, who's our producer, and he was texting me like crazy, like, where are you guys? Why aren't you at the studio? Ming's waiting for you guys. I'm like, oh crap, I need to get there as fast as possible. I had two people outside who were driving me to the studio because they wanted to see me do the show live.
Right.
And thank God I got here. By the time I came here, I was gassed.
Well, Ming confirmed. Welcome to the summer. So we're gonna be having a lot of traffic coming down here. So
yeah, it's officially the summer already.
Yeah, Ming confirmed it. So it's gonna be time. It's gonna be tough to be here before 6 with even coming on 195 to hit on the Route 18 for Eatontown was all backed up.
Oh yeah,
crazy,
absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy.
All right, so we're glad to be here tonight. We got Ming on the other side, the producer and the owner of this fine, lovely place that we do our show every week.
What's up, gentlemen? Better late than never, I always say.
Yes,
we're here. We're doing the show.
Hey, at least you're here. Look who's not here. Sal Angioletti. The boys are back in town. Well, two of them at least. So
the other two this week. The other two.
Actually, Ming, though there were two people that just walked past the door.
I'll go get them.
Yeah, can you go get them? Yeah,
yes, I will.
Just tell them that Matt Siriani's in
I will.
here.
We got audience, man. The studio.
Yeah,
audience.
we have a little bit of a studio audience. They literally just walked past the door. I just saw them. Oh, wait, nope, they're here.
Okay, they're here.
They're here.
All right.
All right, those are my friends James Hartman, Giulio Bianchi. They're watching me live for the first time ever.
Okay, nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah. So, we got a lot of baseball to talk about, Carl.
We do. So, why don't we, Matt, bring up topic number 1 that's on the agenda for tonight?
Mm-hmm. This involves your Phillies.
Yes.
They did win today, but they lost last night, and Corey Knebel lost the closer's role.
I was mad last night because in the first inning, I call him Zach Efron instead of Eflin. I call him Efron. He gave up 2 home runs last night, two home runs in the first inning. One to Jesus Aguilar, and then the other one was to who was the other one? He gave up another home run. Regardless, it was bombs. Okay.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden they come back. Rhys Hoskins had a great career night. They take the lead 8-4, and then they bring in Jerry's Familia, a New York Met castaway. They bring him in. He gets 2 guys on, and then he gets up 3-run homer to Jacob Stallings, who's hitting like 198, and then he hits a home run. So it's 8-7. Then they bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then Jazz Chisholm hits a tying home run in the right field to make it 8-8, and then they're wearing this stupid Miami Marlin football helmet in a dugout. What is this? And then, okay, but then Rhys Hoskins hit the go-ahead home run in the 8th, and then Corey Knebel blew it up. I have no idea. Again. and they scored 3 runs and win the game last night, 11-9.
Yeah.
Thank God they came back today and walked it off 3-1.
Right.
But you would thought they would have won last night and lose today. Regardless, they won another series.
Mm-hmm.
They're 8-2 in the last 10. With what they did before this winning streak, with all they did, they're still 9 games out behind the Mets.
Hey, listen, the Mets are coming off a little bit of a streaky West Coast stretch, so they could potentially come back and make a competition for the division. But 9.5 games back is just a little bit too.
9, it's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
But I'm surprised. Here comes the defending champs going for 14 straight tonight.
They're going for 14 straight. That's right, and they could easily do it. They're playing the Nationals.
Yeah. Strasburg's back on the IL.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily is the Phillies play a 5-game series with the Nationals starting tomorrow night.
So you might be able to pick the bones of
the Nationals.
Of the Nationals and whatever's left of them.
Yes.
But how you knew Corey Knebel was going to lose the closer's role, especially after that loss again?
Well, they were saying that he had soreness. Sorry, he had stiffness in his shoulder, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he pitched last night. I think that at some point it's going to be maybe Sir Anthony Dominguez or maybe Connor Brogdon being the closer.
Yeah.
And then put they're there. They're not hitting, but they're above 500.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of baseball left. 99 games left in the season.
Yeah.
They're there. They're not tanking. They're not underwater. They're there. They're just afloat. Now they got to keep on going up.
They already fired Girardi, so they really have nowhere else to go but up from here.
But I'm shocked. You know what? If Rob Thompson has them playing the way they are for the rest of the year, I think next year he's going to be the manager. They might give him a contract.
And you're also going to have to hope that the Mets would have to lose a little bit more often in order for them to potentially win the division title. But
I still think it's going to be the Mets and the Braves.
Battling it out,
one for the division and one for the other wild card. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Phillies are in the last week trying to go for the last wild card. Who knows? But at least they're above 500. Now there's hope.
Yeah, at least they're respectable. I'm sorry, I just couldn't pay attention. James and Jewel, Ming's a big Marvel guy, and they're walking around. They're seeing pictures of you with Tom Holland, pictures of you with Chris Hemsworth. They're seeing pictures. After the show, if you want to talk to these two, they're big Marvel buffs. So if you want to talk to them after the show, you can do that.
A lot of Marvel stuff in here.
Clearly.
Yeah, I have a very weird life, my friends. A weird life.
Oh, yeah.
And we're honored to do the show here every week.
Yeah, we love doing the show here every week, but I'm looking at their faces. They can't believe what they're looking at. Oh, man. But, listen, the Phillies, as far as they go, they have talent.
They do.
And listen, the fact that you're above 500 with what you went through early in the season.
I'm happy.
That's respectable.
Yes, I'm happy.
It's respectable. And, maybe you can make a run for a wild card. I mean, you're not that far out. What are you, 3 games back, 4 games back?
Right now, I think we're 5 behind the Giants.
5 behind the Giants? All right. That's not terrible.
That's not too bad. That's
not too bad. So, yeah, I think the Phillies have a chance. There's still plenty of baseball left. Like you said, 99 games. Anything can happen in 99 games.
Yeah.
And, we'll just have to see what happens. But, the Giants, and look at the Phillies.
Oh, no, they're only 4 back.
They're only 4 back.
Because they're 4 back of Atlanta.
They're 4 back of Atlanta. Milwaukee fell off a cliff.
Yeah, they fell off the cliff.
Holy smokes. And then you got the Diamondbacks fell off a cliff too. I remember I was saying we were giving them a round of applause when they were competitive, but now they're just losing games again.
Well, actually, Minnesota is actually ahead by the division in the Central by that much. Now, for some odd reason, Cleveland is right behind them.
Really?
Yes, Cleveland's right behind them.
But you're still eating crow.
Right now, I'm still eating crow.
You're still eating crow.
Still eating crow for now.
All right. Now we're going to get into another team. This is my team this time.
Oh, boy.
And I said this on Siriani Says Sports yesterday with my cousin Ryan. The Yankees are 45-16, which is great. And I think that's awesome. But it's still too early to literally claim that they're going to win the World Series this year because 101 games, a lot can happen in 101 games, and plus they're playing the Rays for 2 games, and after they play the Rays for 2 games, they got to travel to Toronto to play the Blue Jays, who are young and hot, and then you got to play the Rays in Tropicana Field, and then you got to play the Astros at home for 4. The Astros are always good. They're right now they're not a flash in the pan, like I said before. They're a really elite team. They're not just a team that plays in a bad division. They're an elite team. And what's interesting about this schedule, Carl, for the next 2 weeks, the Yankees were playing against teams that were like they were playing the Twins and the Cubs and the freaking the Orioles and the White Sox. They were playing teams that were not super top tier. Now they're playing teams that are going to be there in October. That you know the Yankees are going to see, because I guarantee like Tampa's probably going to be a wild card team. Toronto's definitely going to be a wild card team.
You're going to be in there, so I don't know why you're worrying about it. You're in.
I'm worrying about it because I just want the Yankees to win a World Series, but like I got to be realistic with myself a little bit and just say, you know what, they have a lot of hurdles to clear. Plus, they got to play Boston 16 more times.
Don't worry about the World Series. All you got to worry about, you're going to be there in October. Once October starts, then you worry about World Series. You're in. You're not going to fall off a cliff. By hook or crook, you're in October, regardless.
Well, remember the Mets. Well, I'm talking out of
dude. You're not the Mets. Yankees ain't the Mets. You're fine. You're going to get in by hook or crook. You're going to be playing. You may not be the number 1 seed, but at least you'll be playing in the wild card for the first round for the playoffs. At least you're in.
See, we're trying to avoid the wild card as much as possible because we saw what happened last year when we faced the Boston Red Sox in the wild card at Fenway. We got absolutely smoked. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to avoid the wild card, because that's the worst case scenario, especially because now they've had 2 wild card games to the table. Now you have to play 3 versus 4. A division winner is going to play a wild card game now.
So what is it now? 1, 2 get a bye, or it's 3, 4, 5?
It's 1 and 2 get a bye, and then 3 will take on 6, 4 will take on 5.
Then you're fine. If they win the division and say they're maybe a 2nd seed, regardless, they're in a 5-game series. You're good.
I mean, I get it, but like I can't. I'm just one of those guys that panics a lot. I don't know why I panic so much, but like it's good to be realistic, but it's also good to be positive. I mean, Ming hasn't felt this way in a long time because. Well,
Ming, can you give me some help here? Because
How can I help you, Carl?
Your team is doing good, also meeting expectations. They get the best record in baseball, and they're panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, these Yankee fans.
What else is new? This is why I can't stand Yankee fans. It's never enough.
Never enough. They're perfect. Enough. They got the point so good. Oh,
MVP on your team for sure.
Yeah.
You got a couple Hall of Famers. You got Nasty Nestor. Garrett Cole. I mean, come on. You can't. I don't know. It's never enough. I can't stand New York sports fans.
You want to know what I think it also is? I keep hearing this all the time, and I want to erase it from my brain. The fact that the Yankees are on pace to break the Mariners' 2001 record, and
well, what did that get the Mariners? Nothing.
Nothing. They got to win the chip.
It got them nothing, but like it's a good record to have.
But you got to win the chip.
Who cares if you don't win the series?
You got to win the chip.
You got to win that. You got to hoist that trophy, man.
Yep.
You got to hoist that trophy. Get those rings, buddy.
So let's get your opinion on your Orioles.
Okay.
How are you doing? How are you rate with what they've done so far?
I feel good. They're not getting swept. They're winning a couple series. They split with Toronto.
There you go.
They won against Toronto last night.
They did. They won against them.
And they could go. They might win a series against Toronto if they win tonight. They're winning games. I got no expectations for this team. They're not making the playoffs. But
how's your catch? How's your catcher doing?
Better.
That's good.
Better. He doesn't have an RBI or a home run yet, but he's hitting. He's been.
That's
hitting,
good. That's good. That's good.
And he's the future. He's been up for like 2 weeks. I'll give him some time.
Yeah.
Give him some time. But they're. I'm very happy with where they are right now. I'm very happy. Unlike if I was a New York sports fan, I'd be jumping off a ledge right now, but I'm not. I'm a Baltimore fan. We got lower expectations.
Yeah.
Again, I will rehash this again.
What's that?
We were disappointed because I remember on the Outback show we were saying something along the lines of how the Rangers might win the Stanley Cup. That never happened.
I told you they weren't going to win.
You were right.
I said it's going to be the Lightning and the Avalanche.
You were right.
For some reason, I still think the Lightning may win it all. For some reason, they're still the champs. Colorado's they took care of everybody in the West. For some reason, I still think Tampa may win the whole thing.
I'm gonna say this. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I want to see a three-peat because we hardly get three-peats. But like, it's been a while since New York sports has felt this energetic about something, and it's just like you want something good.
Yeah,
to
you know why? Because you're so freaking negative. That's why. That's why.
Call me a negative Nelly if you want. Yeah, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Oh man. But 45-16. I tip your hat to them, but like, there's still plenty of games to go, and anything can happen in 101 games. Nasty Nestor is starting tonight. He has a sub-2 ERA. He's going against Shane McClanahan, who's I think .09 ERA less than him, which is insane. So these are going to be. This should probably be a pitcher's duel, and after that they have Luis Severino taking them out, and then like I said, they travel to Toronto. Then they travel to Tampa, and then they're back home against Houston. And then they got the A's, and then they got Houston again. Is that Houston again?
Yes.
Yeah, they got the Houston at Houston.
They're at Houston. Okay, so wow. When Sal says the people who make this schedule are on a little bit of something, he wasn't kidding. Because this schedule is weird. I mean, just imagine how many times they got to play Boston over the course of July and August. Because I don't see them in September. Actually, they probably do play them in September. But that's crazy, though. Freaking Toronto, Tampa, Houston, A's, Houston. No breaks in between. That's nuts. Oh, my God. We can go across town if you want to, because the Mets are actually looking really good right now.
Yeah, they won. Chris Bassett threw 8 innings last night.
Yeah, he redeemed himself.
Yes, it wasn't like what St. Louis did. Miles Michaelis, he almost had the no hitter.
Oh, that was.
But he went 8 2/3, and then they hit I think it was a double.
It was a ground rule double.
Yeah, in center field.
That was heartbreaking. He had 2 strikes on too.
Yeah.
And then like the outfielder, he ran as hard as he can to try and get. And he's been solid all night long at that point.
Yeah. So they took him out after 129 pitches. That's good. They gave him the chance to go back and finish it. Now, we got to do pitch count. You have so many pitches. At least they tried for him to go back out and finish it. They told him if one guy gets on or gets a hit, then we're yanking him. Mm-hmm. Good thing that they told him that at least they had a chance to finish it. 8 2/3 isn't bad for him.
No.
Which is good. They're playing. They took over the Central. It's going to be between them and Milwaukee all year. The Brew Crew, after my Phillies took care of them,
they've cooled off.
They cooled off 1-9 in the last 10. So yeah, it's going to be those two for the division all year round. Mm-hmm. The Wild West, all 3 teams again are playing good. So yeah, it's all fun, you know.
So with the Mets, we can talk about the Mets for a little bit because this is kind of crazy. They went 5-5 on the West Coast. Do you know how hard that is to go 5-5 on the West Coast? Because you get the time difference and the fact that the Padres and Dodgers are really good. You got to go up against them. They did struggle in San Francisco before the West Coast stretch, and they did take 2 of 3 against the Angels, which really doesn't say much because the Angels have absolutely. But 5-5, you gotta be impressed. I mean, I wish the Yankees would go 5-5 in their West Coast stretch, but listen, if you're a Met fan, you'll take that because all you want right now for Mets fans to be competitive. That's all you want. You're not looking to take massive steps forward already. You're just looking for something to be proud of at this point. And the Mets, unless they collapse again like they have over the past several years, they're a playoff team. And they're gonna make it a playoffs. They're gonna be the
they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team.
Maybe division winners, unless Atlanta has something to say about it.
Yeah, if Atlanta at some point Atlanta's not gonna keep on winning. I don't think. I think was it the 2001 Mariners? Didn't they have the longest win streak? Didn't they have, or was it the 84 Tigers? Who had the longest winning streak? Was it the 2001 Mariners or the 84 Tigers?
I'm going to assume that was the 84 Tigers because I don't remember any Yankee teams. Like, I hear the 98 Yankees a lot, but I highly doubt that they did it. So
because I know the the Mariners won 20 games. I know Oakland did it a couple of years. They won, 24 games in a row. Cleveland did.
Oh, wow.
But I think it could have been, The longest win streak. I'm going to go with the 84 Tigers.
Oh, look, we're both wrong there. Look at that. 26 by the New York Giants in 1918. And then the next closest was the Cleveland Indians in 2017.
Yeah, I knew Cleveland had 20. I know Cleveland did a lot. I know Oakland had a lot of 20s.
Yeah, Oakland had a lot of 20s. The Yankees had a lot of teens in recent years. They had the 13-game win streak last year. And then they won 10 in 2020. So the Yankees put together a winning streak. They had 11 this season. The Detroit Tigers in '84. They had one of the best starts.
Yeah, 35-5 after 40 games.
That's crazy. Can you imagine just losing 5 games the first quarter of the year?
35-5.
That's never going to be broken.
No.
That will never be broken.
No.
But like think of it. I want to transition back to the Mets here. DeGrom and Scherzer are out, and they're still winning games.
Yeah, they're going to be coming back sometime next month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard Scherzer's throwing simulated games, DeGrom's throwing simulated games, and the Mets, as good as Alonso is doing, as good as Francisco Lindor is doing, and Jeff McNeil is having a good season, I think maybe what they need is another big bat that they could count on, because other than those 3 guys, they really haven't had too much offensive firepower or too much offensive production from other than those 3 guys. I mean, their pitching has been good. Carlos Carrasco's probably been the best pitcher that they've had so far this season, if you take away those 2. But I just think that another bat would put them over the top. Another big batter. So maybe they can get like a trade. I know like
what did Sal say? Here's a question. He said either Cole or Nasty Nestor for what?
To start for the All-Star game?
No, for game 1. You go for Garrett Cole. You don't go.
Yeah, because you're paying him $324 million.
Yeah, you're not doing Nestor Cortez for game 1.
The story of Nestor Cortez is great. Don't get me wrong. Like a guy who was a 36th round draft pick, came from out of nowhere, started in the bullpen, and now transitioned into a starter. It's a great story. But you got to put in the guy who you're paying $324 million.
Yeah, you go Garrett Cole, and then you would probably do Nestor maybe. I would do Nestor game 3 and do Severino game 2.
So that means Tyone and Montgomery wouldn't make the cut, which sounds reasonable because I don't trust Tyone the way he's performed recently, and then Jordan Montgomery is kind of rough around the edges.
Well, Tyone, if you're up 2-1, you could do him in game 4 and then Cole game 5. If you're down game 4, you do Cole and then you do Severino game 5. Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Yeah, listen, Sal. I want to put the Jim Moore cap on and say playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. Playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? Like you can't. It's too early to talk postseason at this point. Like I said, again, here's me putting my negative cap on. But like it's just like it's too soon to talk playoffs, and we're not even at the All-Star break yet. But we could talk about the All-Star break because Sal put that as something we could talk about. Sal's not here, but like. There's something that we could discuss. The All-Star break is All-Star voting starts. It started already.
You know who's gonna get in
from the Yankees.
Basically, who gets the votes first, or is it the players or it's fan vote?
Oh well, here's an update on the vote. Right. Oh no, this is just an average vote, so you can vote whoever you want. I know a guy who lives in California. A good friend of mine, Lauro Antonio, he voted for the Dodgers in every single category when he put up his All-Star ballot. As far as this is concerned, I think, you got to put Judge in on the American League side. Like, he's a surefire.
Oh, you guys weren't here last week because CJ was producing the show.
Okay.
And then you, something with you and Allergies, you weren't here. So Sal said this. I said you can't do that. But Sal was saying for the home run derby, you do New York versus LA for the home run derby. I said you can't do that.
You can't do that, especially because Aaron Judge said on record he doesn't want to participate in the home run derby ever again.
No, you can't do that. You got to do your National League and then your American League, and then you can't do because that won't be fair. You do just the New Yorkers and LA. You can't do that.
Yeah, I get it. It's 2 biggest markets in all of sports,
right?
But like at the same time, you can't do that. I get it, the Dodgers are great and the Yankees are great, but like. You can't be biased between 2 markets and just pick players from 2 teams just to participate in the home run derby.
Now, what about if you do, I say, maybe Sal, if Sal agrees with me, what if you do maybe, let's say, let's say if you do
Well, obviously Pete Alonso.
if you do
Alonso.
I call him Mike Stanton. You do Stanton. What about Bryce Harper? Put hit maybe, but I don't think he's not. He's only hitting. He's not throwing this year. So maybe if Harper once again in there,
Harper could get involved.
but he won the last one in Washington. Let's see if maybe who else from the Dodgers could be maybe Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody else from the Dodgers.
Well, they got to come up with 8 people because that's how the tournament works.
Maybe Ohtani. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe Trout.
Ohtani might do it again. Trout came up big over recently.
Maybe Vlad Jr. Maybe
Vlad Guerrero Jr. would be a good one.
You want people who are appealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jesus Aguilar.
Freddie maybe, but
Freddie Freeman.
But Freddie maybe, but he don't have the numbers. You know what I'm saying? CJ Crone, yeah, maybe. I don't see nobody else.
There really isn't.
What about Goldie?
Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie could probably do it.
Reese Hoskins could probably be up there.
Yeah, he's on a fire streak. Maybe.
Hoskins could be up there.
Maybe.
Luis Reyes. Maybe him. Gotta come up with 8 people. It's hard to do. Especially when you can't.
Rizzo maybe? Short portion left.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Aaron Boone.
Rizzo!
Yeah, Rizzo. But Aaron Boone, I think, made it very, very clear he doesn't want any of his players participating in the home run derby. Because you know what the home run derby does to you?
Messes up your swing.
It messes up your swing. And the Yankees need as much help as they can get for a championship run. But yeah, I wonder if this All-Star ballot looks interesting. I mean, who do you think would get the most votes from either side?
I think starting DH for maybe the National League, I think they're going to go for Harper. Because, with him being DH and for the, I guess, how long has he been DH for? Probably about a month now, consistently?
About a month, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah, I say maybe DH, maybe Harper, maybe for the National League. I don't know for the AL, maybe Stanton, maybe.
Oh, I know Judge is going to get a lot of votes,
but he'll be playing right field though.
He'll be playing right field. So, can we fill out an All-Star ballot right now? Can we do that on air?
You can. You're gonna have to. I got one ballot here, so you're gonna have to.
All right. Well,
when does the ballot close? When does the ballot close?
July.
July what?
July 8th.
So, how many more starts does Nasty Nestor has?
All right. Well, maybe 4 or 5 more.
Wait, it's the middle of the month. You got what? 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So you figure
21 days.
What's his record now?
Maybe 4. Say 4.
4 starts.
What's his record now?
He's 5-2.
5-2.
He's 5-2 with a 1.96 ERA.
Let's say if he wins his next 5, I think he could probably start the game. If he wins his next 5, say if he's 10-2 or 9-3.
That'd be a massive accomplishment for a 36th round pick.
If he's 9-3 and has maybe a sub-2 ERA, he'll probably get the
Got to be better than that dude on the Blue Jays, though, man.
Who's that?
His name? Akash.
Oh, Kikuchi.
Not Kikuchi. The other guy, Akasha, or I can't remember.
What's that?
I'll look it up.
Now Ryu is out for the year.
Yeah, Hyun-Jin Ryu hurt himself. He's out for the year.
He's out for the year, so he's out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Ozzy Albies is also out.
Yeah, he broke his foot.
He broke his foot in the worst possible way too.
Yeah, he broke his foot. Now, what do you guys think of last week with Tony La Russa walking, doing basically 1-2 count, and then just intentional walk? That made no sense, right?
It made no sense.
Do you now with this? If say after the season, say they don't do nothing in the playoffs, do you think he's back for his last year, or they let him loose?
I think they let him back for one more year. I think the veteran presence in his resume speaks for itself. This is a Hall of Fame manager, so I think maybe you let him off. He does pull some things that really shouldn't be pulled, but I think you keep it up with him.
What do you think, Meg?
He's not lasting this season.
You think
what a stupid move! Come on.
Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, of course, it didn't work out. But who does that?
Yeah, you go for the strikeout. 1-2.
Who does that? Try to strike him out or you walk him.
Yeah,
but
Trey Turner. You had Trey Turner 1-2. If you're going to intentionally walk him, just do it before the bat started.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
I love Max Muncy right now, man. He freaking made him pay, and then he rubbed it in afterwards. He rubbed it in. It was great, man.
Oh, man.
This is what baseball's all about. You got punished. If you don't punish people for those stupid mistakes, they're going to make them again.
Yeah.
Was he drunk? Maybe he was drunk.
Who knows?
He's been known to be a drinker. Maybe.
Who knows?
Was he on the sauce? He was probably on the sauce.
Yeah.
Who else makes a decision like that? Idiot.
I understand if you throw 3 pitches out of the strike zone, yeah, because you don't want to give nothing to hit, but 1-2.
And Alek Manoah, who was talking about in the Blue Jays.
Okay, yeah, he wears number 6. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got like a 1.5 ERA. He's like unstoppable right now.
Yeah, and I think a Dodgers pitcher has like a 1.42. That's crazy. Gonsolin, that guy Gonsolin from the Dodgers is a 1.42 ERA. So I'm trying to think what else there is to discuss. Tony Gonsolin, yeah. How about the Braves are on a 13-game streak. They're trying to continue that tonight.
That will happen. That's going to happen.
It's gonna extend to 14 because the Nationals are just so bad.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to think. Okay, look at the standings right now. The Mets are in first place. The St. Louis Cardinals took out the Brewers for first place. Like I said, the Brew Crew have gone cold. The Padres are hanging in there. They're, I think, the top wild card team.
They are. They're the top wild card team, yes.
Wild card team in the National League.
Yes.
The Nationals aren't playing well. The Reds are starting to play better. The Rockies are at the bottom of a really competitive division. You really can't blame them.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be the first one to lose 100 this year. I don't know.
I don't think we'll have a 100-game loser.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you're right.
I don't think we'll have a 100-game loser this year. I think everyone's starting to up their game, especially the Reds. Like the Reds were 3-20, and now what? Now look at them.
Yeah. So yeah, they won. They've been 20-19 since. So yeah, I don't think so. I think we're gonna maybe have maybe a lot of maybe some 90 lost teams, but no 100. Not this year.
Yeah, I don't see 100 in the future so far this season. Unless the Yankees lose 101 in a row, which I'm...
No, I ain't gonna... Dude, no way. I don't think so. You're fine.
I'm getting a bunch of your crazies from James and from Jewel and from Ming. I'm getting a bunch of your crazies. But, listen, you gotta be realistic sometimes. I'm realistic. I can be positive, but I gotta be realistic. It's not negative. It's not negativity. It's just being realistic with yourself. So, we have some time to kill. Oh, yeah. One of the things I want to talk about, and I know, Carl, you're not really big with this, but I did put in the agenda, the College World Series starts.
I know, it starts Friday. I know.
It starts this Friday.
I know.
Half the field is unseeded. Half the field is ranked. The number 1 team in the country, which only lost 7 games, all regular season, is out. Tennessee was knocked out by Notre Dame.
Yep, Fighting Irish.
The Fighting Irish, and that was nuts because Tennessee was the more superior team on paper. They played like it in game 2 of the series because what happens in Super Regionals, guys, is if you play Super Regionals, it's a best of 3. In the Regionals, it's one and done. So if you lose the first game, you're out. But I think it's crazy. So I had the bracket right here. So
now, didn't I tell you that Maryland wasn't going to win?
You did.
I told you I wouldn't be surprised if UConn beat them. UConn had Stanford on the ropes, and they let them off the hook.
Yeah, Stanford was on the ropes. They were on the ropes, but yeah, it's crazy. So here's the 8 teams that are left. We have Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, which, by the way, congrats them for winning the softball championship.
Yes.
In dominant fashion, by the way.
Oh, man. You ever heard Jocelyn Allo? Oh, my God. She's a player.
She's one of the most dominant female athletes I've ever seen. And that Oklahoma team lost just 3 games. They won 57 games. They only lost 3 times.
They're good. They're real good.
Probably one of the most dominant teams of all time. So then we have Oklahoma, Arkansas, Stanford, Ole Miss, and Auburn. So here's how the bracket is going to work. So it's an elimination bracket. So if you lose 2 games, you're out.
You're out. Correct.
You're out. So
now, before we go over the bracket, after with Ole Miss doing what they did, now are you more okay? Actually, they were deserving. Now you feel more relaxed than what you did your rant a couple weeks ago?
I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to get me to say that Rutgers deserved that spot over Ole Miss.
With what they did on the field, with what you saw with your eyes, with them going to the World Series, they got in and they're there now. So are you still maybe, you know what I'm saying? I've told you how for some reason they always have SEC for football and baseball. You have them, Texas A&M, and Auburn. You know, Auburn beat third-ranked national seed Oregon State.
Yeah.
So for some reason they like them in football and baseball. SEC is good. You know what I'm saying? So
if I'm correct, I think we have 4 SEC teams in the final 8. Auburn, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M.
Yeah, four, half of the field.
Half the field is SEC. 2 of the teams are from the Big 12. 1 is from the Pac-12, and then 1's independent.
Correct, which is
Notre Dame.
No, they're part of the ACC.
Oh, they're part of the ACC?
Yeah, for baseball and basketball, everything else they're ACC. For football, they play ACC conference,
but they're still independent.
Correct. So now, I agree with Ole Miss being there. You're right. Rutgers did deserve a chance, but what Ole Miss did on the field,
you can't prove. You can't.
I can't be mad with that.
I'm gonna say this. I did watch a couple of the Ole Miss games, and I will say this: this team is better than on paper than I thought. As much as I'm not gonna rant about it because I just don't. I don't have the energy for that today. But I will say that Ole Miss did prove themselves on the field. They proved that they were worthy of that spot, and you know, you play against tough competition. You play whoever's in front of you, and you beat whoever's in front of you. And you know what? Ole Miss did what they had to do, and now here they are in the College World Series. They do face a tough test because they are not unseeded, but you're not going to get a rant on me. They deserved it. They deserved their spot. And you know what? Rutgers probably wouldn't have. They probably would have been bounced in the regionals if they got that spot over Ole Miss.
What's the games for what's game 1 on Friday afternoon and Friday night? What's the bro? What we got here?
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I know actually I got seeded based on. Okay, so here we go. College World Series. Let me just put that in.
Yep. Do what you do.
Oh wait, Ming's doing the work for us. Thank you for doing the leg work, Ming.
Awesome. All
right, so here we go.
Okay.
Here's the schedule.
All right.
I'm gonna need to zoom in on that because I'm.
All right, so we got Texas A&M. So we have Texas A&M and Oklahoma.
Texas A&M and Oklahoma. I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna go with the Aggies.
I'm gonna go Boomer Sooner. I think Oklahoma's gonna try and pull off something that hasn't been pulled off. I don't think ever, and that's with their softball team and baseball team winning championships in the same year. I'm gonna go Boomer Sooner.
Excuse me. So you're going to Boomer Sooner in game 1?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Aggies in game 1.
Okay.
In game 2, I'm going with the Irish.
I'm with you on that one.
If they could beat Vanderbilt, they can handle Texas. I'm going with the Irish.
And they handle Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going with the Irish. Then we have bracket 2. We have a power of Arkansas and Stanford. I'm going to go with the big green tree. I'm going with the Cardinal on that one.
The Cardinal is really good. They put Connecticut in their place in the previous round. I'm going to say Stanford advances.
And I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers over the Rebels.
Okay.
I'm going with Auburn. I don't know who Ole Miss beat. Yeah, Ole Miss beat Southern Mississippi, the 11th ranked team in the nation. Auburn, the 14th ranked in the nation, had to go to Corvallis and beat
Oregon State,
the 3rd ranked team in the nation. I'm going with the Auburn Tigers.
Okay, I'm gonna go Auburn as well.
I don't know who's going to
fall in the elimination bracket. So that means that if Stanford wins and Auburn wins, then Ole Miss and Arkansas fall in the elimination bracket. And if you fall into the elimination bracket, if you lose again, you're out.
You're out. And
if you're in the winner's bracket, if you lose, you fall into the elimination game with the winner of the loser game.
Correct.
So that's how this goes. So that means let's go over bracket 2, and then we'll come back to bracket 1, and then we'll go over the championship. So right now we have Stanford and Auburn advancing.
Yes.
And then Ole Miss and Arkansas in the elimination bracket.
Correct.
So that means that Ole Miss plays Arkansas. Who do you have there?
Ole Miss plays Arkansas.
Losers out.
I'm going with the Razorbacks.
I'm going to say Higsui as well.
Okay.
I say X2 as well. So that means we would have Stanford and Auburn playing each other. The loser of that game would play Arkansas.
I have Stanford winning the whole thing. I think Stanford's going to win the whole thing.
You have Stanford winning the whole thing. Okay, well,
Stanford, I think I was gonna do Tennessee, but with Tennessee being knocked out, I think Stanford's going to win.
okay. So that means you obviously have you have You have Auburn falling in the elimination bracket.
Right. I think at some point, it's going to be Stanford, and I'm going to go with Stanford and Texas A&M in the finals. I think Notre Dame's going to get bounced before they get to the finals. So I think it's going to be Stanford and the Aggies in the game series.
I love having a Cinderella story. I do agree with you on the Stanford portion of this, but on the second bracket, but on the first bracket, I'm going to say the final two in the first bracket is going to be Oklahoma and Notre Dame, and the winner of that series plays Stanford. And I'm going to say Notre Dame because they have.
Okay.
So I have Notre Dame and Stanford in the final.
Okay.
And you have Stanford winning it all. I'm going to say Notre Dame wins it all.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this. My Uncle James is a big Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan, and he is psyched about this. And Notre Dame has proven, like, they blew out Tennessee in their
They did.
in their final game.
They did.
So if you could beat the number one team in the country, not number one seed, but the number one team overall in the country, and you've proven that you can win your region in a 16 region and some very tough competition, I think you can beat Stanford. I think you can beat whoever's in front of you. I think Notre Dame can do that. So bottom line is I have Notre Dame winning it all. You have Stanford winning it all.
Yeah, I have Stanford.
You know what? I don't really do this. Like I hate to put two people on the spot, but like I want to see if I know James and Joel don't watch college baseball a lot, but I want to put them on the spot. Ming, that mic is open, right?
Actually, let's get Ming's opinion.
Ming, let's get your opinion. Yeah.
Oh, who's gonna take it? I think I'm going. Yeah, the Stanford is a powerhouse, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole bracket. I'm with you, Carl.
He's going with the Cardinal.
You're going with the Cardinals,
man. Yeah.
You want the
Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah, if you got James, Joel, if you guys want to chime in and get some airtime, that'd be something cool. So let me rehash the teams that are left. We have Texas A&M, we have Oklahoma, we have Stanford, we have Auburn, we have Ole Miss, Arkansas, Notre Dame, and Texas. So of those 8 teams, you had to pick one team to win it all. So there's a mic right there.
Now your buddies, they watch sports, right?
They somewhat watch sports.
They somewhat
do.
Okay. Now, how do you know them? You went to school with them?
Oh yeah, I went to Middletown High School South with them, and I went to Thompson Middle School with the both of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I've known them for I think 12 years and 10 years respectively.
Nice.
So I've known the both of them for a very long time.
Okay.
Joel's shaking his head. He's like, "What's wrong, Joel?"
No, nothing.
Speaking to the mic, I can't hear you.
Everything's fine.
You're good?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I've known them for a long time, and it's actually fun. I made a film recently with the two of them.
Okay.
And James could talk about his film if he wants to for a little bit. Yeah, James is taking his seat. So,
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So, obviously, one of the reasons why I missed a show a couple months back was because I was a part of your film. You can talk about it if you want.
Yeah, so film is called Bar Therapy.
Speak a little closer to the mic. Okay.
So, film is called Bar Therapy, and story takes place in the aftermath of the financial crisis of 2008.
Right.
In 2008 is where the story takes place. It's a New York bartender listens to the hardships his customers have suffered from the financial crisis event. And that's basically what the story is about, just a New York bartender listening to what the customers have to say about the financial crisis, and all the bartender is going to do is maybe give advice or just there to listen. You never know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was very fortunate to be a part of the film. It's a great film that we put out. We submitted to a bunch of film festivals.
Okay.
And
who was the bartender?
A guy that we know named Patrick, right?
Patrick McAndrew.
Okay, so I don't know if I know it. Ming knows. Hopefully, you know and your buddies know it. Basically, it's like a Cheers with Ted Danson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never even watched Cheers, but that's basically it. Yeah.
Yep. You took everybody comes. You have everybody comes in. Everybody comes into Cheers, and you talk to Ted Danson or Woody Harrelson. You got George Wendt, and everybody says Norm, and Cliff. Yeah. So yeah. That's good.
Yeah. The film came out really well. Jewel has a film of his coming out soon. We're gonna work on that. If Jewel wants to talk about that, you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, totally. I'd be glad to.
All right, so yeah, this is the time. Like we've run out of stuff to talk about. We have a little bit of time. This is a good time to promote stuff. So, Jewel, the mic's still on. Talk about the film that you're trying to put together.
Okay, well, my film is about the relationship that blooms between an autistic patient and his therapist.
Mm-hmm.
It means a lot to me, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
And what's the title of the film?
The title is Zoom Relief.
Zoom Relief. So why is it called Zoom Relief? Is it through Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So obviously there wouldn't be there. Like I'm probably gonna be a part of this because I like supporting the two of you and doing you guys a solid by being part of your films and stuff like that. So obviously there is going to be a lot of major gatherings for this film. Obviously there's gonna be like a computer camera on one side and then a computer camera on another side. And you're probably gonna be shooting both screens on a Zoom call, I would think, right?
Yes.
I had a feeling that was gonna be the case. All right, that's brilliant. So it is 6:58. We have a couple more minutes.
We got 15 minutes left.
We have 15 minutes?
We got 15 minutes left, dude.
Oh wow, we got 15 minutes.
Yes, we got 15 minutes left.
Ming, I saw you were talking to James and Jewel over there. Like I said, they're big Marvel buffs. And like I said, after the show, if you want to talk to Ming a little bit, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I'll show you. You can hold all the props here. That's what they're here for.
That's what they're here for?
Pictures, everything, yes.
Yeah, because I remember the moment they first came into the studio, they were looking around the room shell-shocked about the pictures of you with Tom Holland, the pictures of you with Chris Hemsworth, the pictures of you with... I'm trying to think. Who's that guy again? That's a famous comedian, right?
That's Paul Rudd.
Paul, yeah.
Paul, no,
Ant-Man.
No, not Paul Rudd. That picture right there with the guy in the jersey.
That's
right there.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
That's Kevin Smith. For Jersey, you don't know who Kevin Smith is? It's okay. It's all right. Not everybody knows.
I get names confused sometimes. I don't know why I get names confused.
He's with Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, that's a good picture right there.
You know,
how did that happen?
How did what happen?
You and Stan Lee.
Well, Kevin. I work with Kevin. Kevin and Stan Lee were very good friends. So Stan came in on our TV show Comic Book Man a couple times. I would see him at Comic-Con. Yeah, I got to meet the man. I'm very lucky. Very lucky.
Very, very, very lucky. And God rest his soul because Stan Lee's no longer with us. But it's awesome that you get to meet the guy. That's freaking great.
Again, very weird life I lead. Very weird life.
Oh man,
it's an interesting life, though.
It's an interesting life.
You know,
it's an interesting life.
Well, yeah. Now I got all you characters coming in, getting even more interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, we have. So we got the NBA final finish tomorrow, Game 6. We'll talk about that later before the show goes off the air.
Yeah.
So tonight is Game 1 of the Avalanche hosting the Lightning. So do you think this going to be a long series, or do you think it's going to be the Avs is going to be a heavy either 5-game or sweep in 4?
Yeah, Matt, do you watch hockey?
I do watch hockey.
Are you a Ranger fan?
I wanted to be a Ranger fan. I wanted them to win the Stanley Cup.
You don't want to be a Ranger fan.
No, I want to be a. Listen, last year I thought I was an Islander fan, and then they lost to the Lightning, and I'm like, dang it.
I'd support the Islanders. If I got to choose between those two, the Islanders for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody hates the Islanders. They're just, they had the dynasty in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Tampa's trying to do. They're trying to repeat a dynasty in the 80s.
I think they three-peat. When was the last team in any sport to three-peat?
The Bulls.
Miami?
No, the Yankees. The Yankees from 98 to 2000. Because the Bulls three-peat was from 96 to 98.
98, 99, 2000. It was the Yankees, yes.
Believe me, nothing gets past me, man.
98, 99,
nothing gets past me.
No, you can't put anything past Matt Sirianni. Matty Ice. That's why they call him the Iceman.
Yeah, but it was like crazy. Yeah, I like the Flyers. So the Rangers, the Devils. That's Sal and Ming's team. So I don't. It's like I don't talk about the Devils.
Oh, wait a second. I'm wrong.
You were wrong.
I'm wrong. The last thing
Lakers.
was the Lakers from 2000 to 2002.
You were wrong.
The Lakers.
Showtime Lakers, my friend.
The Lakers.
The Lakers from
Shaquille
2000
O'Neal,
Shaq,
Kobe
yeah.
Bryant.
Shaq and Kobe.
Now, do you know who they beat in those NBA Finals?
Oh my God.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh man, this is gonna be a hard one.
Yes. And the first one they beat in '99. No, sorry, the team that they beat in 2000. He is a former NBA Hall of Famer player, and he was on the bench as a coach. Then later, a GM for the franchise. Do you know who he is? Matt Siriani. Do you know who he is?
What, the Hall of Famer that?
He was a Hall of Famer forward. Okay. Then he retired, and then he was on the sideline as a coach, then left the sidelines, and then he became the GM of the organization. Do you know who that player is?
Okay, so this is a hint as to who the Lakers beat in during that three-peat?
So that was in the 2000 NBA Finals.
Okay, so I'm thinking about this right now.
Yes.
Teams that someone that was a Hall of Famer player that became a coach that eventually became a GM.
Correct.
Okay. Dang, who is good in the Eastern Conference? Not the Knicks. I know for a fact it wasn't the Knicks in the 2000-2002. Dang, this is tough. Carl, I think you got me here.
Do you want me to give me the answer?
Yeah,
Give me the answer, Carl.
Go ahead, Mink.
Oh no! What's the answer? You asked the question.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was the coach for Indiana Pacers.
Oh, the Pacers.
Correct. Now, do you know who won? Do you know who they beat in 2001 of the NBA Finals?
It can't be the Pacers again.
No, it was not the Pacers.
It can't be the Pacers again. I'm gonna need a hit on that one.
Okay, they called him the answer.
The answer. Oh, Allen Iverson.
Yes,
Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia Sixers.
Correct. That was in 2001. Do you know who they beat in 2002?
Hint.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. He also won the NBA title. He won the NBA championship with the Dallas Mavericks in 2010.
Oh, you're talking about...
No, sorry, not 2010. 2011.
Yeah, it was 2011. You're a year off. So the Dallas Maverick player.
Yeah, and they beat.
Oh, you're talking the Nets?
Yes, the New Jersey Nets.
The New Jersey Nets.
That's who they beat in 2002.
Yeah, you're talking Jason Kidd.
Yes, Jason Kidd. Correct.
Yeah.
Because they beat LeBron in 2011 when he went to Miami the first year.
Yep.
They said not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Nah, they only won 3. Nah, see ya.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
And what's crazy is that Phil Jackson was a part of two dynasties, because he's part of the Bulls dynasty and he's part of the Laker dynasty.
Correct.
He has 11 championships. That will never be broken in any
Correct.
sport.
Anyone when he was playing with the Knicks as a player.
Well, no one really cares about that because it's the Knicks.
But hey, he still was part of the team.
Was he part of the team in '73?
Yes, he was.
Oh man, his legacy is from second to none.
Yeah. So as a player and coach, he won all those rings.
You're part of the last Knicks championship ever.
Yeah. So do you think? So back to game 1 tonight. Do you think it's going to be a long series, or do you think it's going to be maybe done in 5
of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals?
Correct. Game 1 tonight is in Colorado.
I said this on my show yesterday with Ryan. I said that the Avalanche are a high-scoring team.
Correct.
They can score at will, but they have to go against Andrei Vasilevsky.
Correct.
Who is the best goalie on the planet.
Correct.
And I think that this is going to be a really tough series. I think Tampa can also score. They have Steven Stamkos in there. They have Nikita Kucherov, who's really good. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to go Colorado in 6.
Colorado in 6?
Yeah.
Okay, before the playoffs started, I said Tampa Bay is going to three-peat. I got to stay with Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. So I have them winning in 7.
In 7. You're going to go full game 7.
Yeah, I think they're going to win game 7. Lightning in 7.
Wow.
If Lightning win it, it'll be in 7. If Colorado wins it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in 5, but I'm saying Tampa in 7, full max, game 7.
All right. So one last thing before we get into the nitty gritty of the show. Did you see what happened in Madison Square Garden after the Rangers lost Game 5 to the Lightning?
No, what happened?
Okay, so this is going to be new to everyone in the room. So there was a Ranger fan who was so aggravated and pissed off that the Rangers lost at home, because the Rangers never lose at home in the playoffs.
Correct.
This Lightning fan was literally spewing, oh, you did nothing, like saying like all types of jibber jabber towards this Ranger fan. The Ranger fan turns around, holds his fist up, and sucker punches this guy.
For what?
Knocking him out cold. Like, this guy was out cold on the floor in Madison Square Garden. People were surrounding this guy. No, I'm serious. And it's on Twitter. You can find it on Twitter. I don't know how people don't know about this. Actually, pull up the video on Twitter, because it's insane.
Now, did this guy get charged?
Yeah, the guy got arrested.
Okay.
The Lightning fan who got knocked out cold, he got knocked out cold not because of the punch, because the punch would have it could stun you, but it doesn't knock you out. What happened was when he took the punch,
he fell down.
He fell down on the floor head first.
Oh boy!
And on the back of his head, and he was out cold.
Wow.
And the worst part is, security had to be told what happened. Wow. They were not on top of this. They had to be told by other people who went to the game.
Wow.
What happened? So they were just kind of sitting there waiting to be told what to do. So then once they were found out someone got knocked out because of some dude in Madison Square Garden, they arrested the guy. The guy who the Lightning fan is currently in the hospital. He's hospitalized right now.
Wow.
I think he was. I don't know what happened. I think he's in a coma or whatever. I don't know what happened to this guy.
Wow, unbelievable. Man, can you bring up today's scores for the early games so we can go over that with our audience, please?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
5-0.
So right now in the bottom 9, we have Minnesota winning 5-0 over Seattle. Top of the 1, we have Atlanta and Washington. No score. Also about to start pretty soon, we have Tampa Bay and New York Yankees. No score. God. Also warming up right now, we have Baltimore and Toronto. No score. Same thing. Oakland, Boston about to start. Same thing. In about 10 minutes, Milwaukee and the Mets. The early games so far, we had the Phillies walked it off against the Marlins on Garrett Stubbs' 3-1 homer in the bottom of the 9th. The White Sox all over Detroit, 13-0. Houston all over Texas, 9-2. We got the Snakes, Diamondbacks over the Reds, 7-4. And we had the Royals beating the Giants 3-2.
Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. The Royals beat the Giants. That's kind of crazy. The Reds put up a fight against the Reds are putting up a fight. They're playing better than they were before. 13-0 against 13-0 Chicago White Sox over the Detroit Tigers. I mean, that's crazy. And in the later games, we have the Angels and Dodgers. The Dodgers, that should be an easy series. Although Walker Buehler is hurt, he won't be pitching for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So we got the Dodgers and Angels at 10 o'clock. At 8:40, we got the Guardians and the Rockies. 8:05, we got the Padres and Cubs. 7:45, we got the Pirates and the Cardinals, and then everybody else will be starting in about 10 minutes.
Crazy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hey, Matt, real quick, or both of you, what's your opinion on this? A lot of position players pitching this year. Is all the blowouts?
I like that. I like that.
It seems a lot more than usual. And I get it. You would say you're a bullpen.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But I don't mind it.
It's, I don't know. On the flip side, you worry about, the arms of your position players.
Correct. Now, back in
is it making a mockery of the game? What's your opinion on this?
I know why they're doing it, because they're saving the bullpen guy. But back in the old day, when I was watching, when I was playing it, they would just have a guy who would be the long guy.
Yeah, mop-up guy.
Long relief guy. He would go through you. He would. So you had a guy who would be long relief. He'll pitch you like 3-4 innings if you get him blown out. You have those guys. They don't have these guys no more, because now it's one inning and you're done. They don't have guys who do multiple innings. But back in the day, you would have your closer go 2 or 3 innings. Now, if you do maybe 1 and 3rd inning, 5 out save. That's it. You don't do a close of 2 innings no more. It's crazy. It's
So
all.
what? Now you put in Albert Pujols instead.
Yeah,
You put Albert Pujols instead.
Yeah, it's all more like you back in the day. Lee Smith always went 2 innings. Bruce Sutter, Goose Gossage. Now it's like 1 and 3rd inning, and then you're done. They used to pitch 3 days in a row. If you pitch 2 days, I can't pitch 3 days in a row.
Oh God, I know what you're gonna show right now. I know what you're gonna show right now. You're gonna show me the video.
Frank Schwindel. Everybody.
Frank Schwindel throwing a 35-mile-an-hour pitch.
Here, I'll see if I can pull this up.
I wonder if you could.
Yeah. I
Who was this?
This is one of the Cubs players against the Yankees this past Sunday. When the Yankees were getting blown out, Kyle got. Look at that!
Ball off the bat of Higashioka. Did he get it? Oh, he got it.
Now, why would now he try to hit over a fence? Why
not? He threw it 35 miles an hour. Why wouldn't you crush that?
Just hit a ground ball, get out.
You're begging to get murdered if you're throwing a 35-mile-an-hour pitch.
Maybe he's got incentives, Higashioka. He gets,
that was his second home run
X
that
number
day.
of home runs. He gets $100,000. Like, come on. Of course you're going to crush that. That's a softball pitch right there.
Oh my God!
35 miles an hour. Of course you got to punish him, man. Don't let up.
I thought now. Why would he throw Ephus? Do you think he would throw a little bit harder than that?
Hey, listen.
I don't think he can throw harder than that.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can.
I've seen that thing had some airtime too when it was thrown. Like if you play it again, look how high this pitch is.
What position does he play? This guy.
Frank Schwindel. I have to look that one up.
Because when you play in the outfield and you throw the ball in you throw it on a nice fast line.
I guarantee he's probably an infielder. He has to be an infielder. Interesting day. Slowest pitch ever hit. Frank Schwindel, 35.1.
He's a first baseman.
He's a first baseman. Yeah, he's an infielder. That's what I thought. Because the infielders, they can't throw quality balls like that because they're not trained to. They're trained to throw across the diamond at the very least. I've never seen anything like that before. Like, that was a high pitch. I had to see that game. I was at work when that happened.
Oh, Matt, before we go off the air, can you tell our audience where we're going to be in less than 2 months?
All right. So this is something I have to talk to Sal about, but Outback Steakhouse wants us back again.
Nice.
They want us back again in July.
Nice.
Late July, early August. They want us back.
Nice.
Wow, it's that successful. I mean, there's a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people there.
It was great.
It was awesome. And like Lee has guests in mind already. Like
awesome.
He has guests in mind already. He wants to do it again. It'd be the second and final time that we do it because it's the summertime. It's only fitting to do it in the summer because Outback is small inside. If we had the amount of equipment that we had and we put it indoors, it would have disrupted the whole process. But Lee Mazikian wants to have the show at Outback again. He wants to do it like late August or late July, early August, somewhere in that time frame. Once I come up with a date, I'm talking to Ming about that. But like they loved it. Lee loved it.
Great.
Everyone loved it. There were some people that couldn't go to the show. I'm not naming names. That couldn't go to the show that wanted to see it again. That wanted to see how the show was worked.
Okay.
And they want to do it again, and I'm very happy about that. And by the way, Outback Steakhouse is awesome. I can't thank them enough for allowing this to happen. I can't thank them enough for planning this out and wanting to do this again and wanting to work with you guys, of course. And I
got my bloomin' onion, man. I'm happy.
We were honored. We were honored that your boss wants us back again. So that means we did a good job and they liked us being there, and that's good. We're getting our name out there.
Yeah,
which is good.
And plus it's convenient. It's right.
If
you live in Red Bank, it's not that far of a drive to get to Outback Steakhouse in Milltown. It's not that far of a drive. Yeah, like James is shaking his head. No, like it's not that far of a drive. But like we're gonna be again. Like details are to be determined.
Okay.
But I got to talk to Sal. We're aiming for maybe a Friday, like the last Friday of July, the first Friday of August. That's what we're aiming for.
That's good because the Friday is good. You know what I'm saying? It's not in the beginning of the week. It's late in the week. That Friday, like that 6:15, like 8:15. That's like a good time. You know what I'm saying to start.
Yeah, especially because like they have a lot of people there already. And they want to sit outside because it's nice outside. But yeah, that's what we're doing in 2 months or in a little bit less than 2 months.
Also, we can't wait to be also in Staten Island in August 6th for the senior games for the kids, for the softball, the baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And also for the young kids. Can't wait to be there again this year. It was a blast last year with Jag 1 and being there. And you with that speech, and then throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah.
That was great. Now, it'll be great to see somebody new this year that they recommend to give that hopefully another speech like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and then it was great. The weather was good.
Picture perfect.
Pitch perfect, and I can't wait. Do you also want to tell your everybody about what you do on Tuesdays?
All right, so I have my Siriani Says Sports podcast every single Tuesday night with my cousin Ryan Behringer Jr. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. There are 2 ways to listen. It's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. There it is right there. Thank you, Ming. Facebook.com/Siriani Says Sports to watch all my content that I do and all the posts I put up. It's great stuff. It's awesome stuff, and I really love what I do with Ryan. He loves the show too. And then another thing that I do every Friday on the Colorcast app, I have another show called Talking Sports with Lauro and Matt with my friend Lauro Antonio, who's from California. He's a big-time Dodger fan. And I do that show with him every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Fridays before I go to work. And, that's all the shows I do.
That is great. All right, so we want to thank, without Ming being here, we can't do our thing here every week.
Right.
So without Ming, we can't do this for you guys. So we want to thank, every week we want to thank him.
You're welcome. Late or not, get your asses down here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
It's great that we're part of the family here, and I think it's been 2 years. I think.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we started at the old place. We had a couple shows at Bellworks, but we come here every week. Hopefully, soon we do get a chance to go back to Bellworks if we can and do one over there. Who knows? But hopefully next week, everybody's here.
Yeah.
We don't know what the schedule, but hopefully everyone's here back in studio next week.
Yeah.
So, Matt, do you want to take it home?
Okay, I would love to. All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to James and Jewel for watching live. I appreciate you doing this for me. Thank you to Ming for producing the show. And as always, New Jersey,
stay classy.
Good night.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.